It hasn't taken long for the Millennium Stadium to feel like home on a showpiece occasion such as this. The two teams ready in the tunnel. For Tottenham, kings of the cups down the years, a second final in the space of 4 seasons. And for Blackburn Rovers, founder members of the Football League, a first ever League Cup final. And a nice gesture by the Blackburn manager Graham Souness, who's letting his long-serving assistant manager Tony Parkes lead out the Rovers team. He first joined them as a player 32 years ago. And behind him, Mark Hughes, the Welsh national manager, playing here though for the first time. Tottenham making their way out. John Gorman, the assistant manager, at the rear. And the match officials, Graham Poll, his assistants Trevor Kettle and Glenn Turner, fourth official Scott Mathieson. And as anyone who's seen a rugby union international here will testify, there is always great passion in this arena, but here is proof positive that passion is not the sole preserve of the Welsh. A full house of 72,500 people. 30,000 fans from each side. And to think that just 3 years ago, this was a building site. Now an object lesson in stadium design, a monument to Welsh pride. Blackburn's manager involved in yet another final. The list is so long. Today as well as being a great stadium, it's a barrier to Welsh weather. The retractable roof is closed. So if anyone wonders what heights this final may reach, the answer is pretty clear. Around about 100 feet. The presentation party, Keith Harris and David Burns of the Football League. And the chief guest today, Mark Hunter, Marketing Director of Coors Brewers. For Teddy Sheringham, the Tottenham skipper, a landmark day. He, I suppose, is his manager's eyes and ears on the pitch. He's at the forefront of Glenn Hoddle's efforts to recapture former glories with a team full of experience. The average age of these players is 31. Only Ledley King is in the first flush of youth. Darren Anderson there celebrates his 30th birthday in a week's time. The Tottenham mascot, 6-year-old Kieran Banks from Basildon. In the middle, the match officials, Graham Poll, who'll be officiating on the English FA's behalf at the World Cup in Japan and Korea in the summer months. Blackburn's mascot, 9-year-old Daryl McIntyre from the town of Blackburn itself. The last time that Blackburn played in a major final, the FA Cup in 1960, Harold Macmillan was Prime Minister. The Everley brothers were at number 1, and a pint of Lancashire bitter cost threepence. The modern Blackburn, though, come here threatened by relegation. There are important absentees from this stand-up parade, but at no stage have they been behind in the Worthington Cup competition this season, and they surely have enough talented ball players to worry any opposition. What a proud day for Tony Parkes, who joined the club as a player, first of all, in May 1970. Both teams backed by those 30,000 supporters, and perhaps significantly, or perhaps not, Blackburn have been allocated the north end of the stadium, and all 7 domestic finals staged here last season were won by the team where the supporters at that end. anthem, led by operatic tenor Lawrence Robinson.
Led by Lawrence Robinson. Thank you, Lawrence.
So a rare occasion for Blackburn. A cup final. A unique occasion, a League Cup final. And their team is short of 4 players who would otherwise have played. Tugai, arguably their best player this season, suspended. So are Short and the normal captain Flitcroft. Lucas Neal is cup-tied, so this is the shape of the side. It means a surprise inclusion in midfield for 38-year-old Mark Hughes, appearing in his 5th League Cup final. Hughes, one of 4 former Manchester United players in the Rovers lineup. Andy Cole needs victory today to complete a full set of winners' medals. Gillespie and Duff are charged with providing some service from wide positions. Virtually all of Tottenham's injury worries happily have disappeared over the course of the week. Only long-term absentees Carr and Freund and the cup-tied Dean Richards are missing. Ben Thatcher is referred to Anthony Gardner as the left-hand constituent of the usual back 3. Christian Ziger's return from knee trouble is a major plus. Anderton and Sheringham, and maybe Ledley King as well, will surely see this as a showcase for their World Cup ambitions.
Introducing Tottenham Hotspur.
The toss of the coin being conducted by Graham Pond, using the same 50p piece he was given before the FA Cup final 2 years ago, presented to him as a memento by the Public Library Service. Ron Atkinson, twice a League Cup winner, is with me. Ron, both your wins in this competition came against Manchester United teams that included Mark Hughes, and there's a midfield role for him today.
Yeah, I mean, he started off as a kid when he first went to Man United as a midfield player, but he played a few times for Southampton. But that, to me, is an amazing decision. Obviously, Graham Souness is relying on his know-how, experience, and also the fact that midfield's going to be a minefield today, a very vital area. He might just gamble on him putting some fire into this. The start again, but
what about the other former Manchester United performance out there? Andy Cole, for one.
Yeah, well, there's a lot relies on Andy Cole. I mean, he'll carry the goal threat from Blackburn. Hasn't scored in the last, 3 or 4 games. Give him the chance. Slide balls alongside 1 or 2 defenders there. Perhaps a little bit of experience. Ben Thatcher coming back. He'll take the opportunity, and the other Man United player, of course, is the Fulton of the Tottenham side, Teddy Sheringham. He's the one that makes everything tick. If Blackburn can subdue him, they've only got about 4 other good players to subdue. Or 5 or so.
Can they do it? We're about to find out. Tottenham in yellow today, as a one-off because their normal change kits, they lost the toss for colours today, is blue, which would clash with Blackburn's blue and white halves. The last time they played in yellow was when they won the FA Cup on a major occasion in 1982. The 42nd League Cup final, the 4th in the guise of the Worthington Cup, and the first indoor cup final ever in this country. What we surely need is a game to complement this historic occasion. Here's Poyet, and now Tim Sherwood, once Blackburn's skipper, into Maurizio Taricco, plays the right wing-back in this Tottenham formation. Spurs starters favourites with the bookmakers, largely because of the suspensions suffered by Blackburn and their recent absence of form. In Premiership terms, 7 defeats in their last 8 games. That's why they're 4 points adrift of the sides above the relegation zone.
So that's something that I wonder how Blackburn will cope with when Tottenham starts switching the ball from midfield, changing the picture and getting their wide wing-backs into play.
First touch there in passing for Mark Hughes in midfield. There's Gillespie, yet another former Manchester United player.
Yeah, I mean, we would talk, I would think that the biggest problems are going to be by Tottenham's passing and creative ability, but they've got 2 wingers, Blackburn, in Gillespie and Duff, that if they're in the right frame of mind, if they take the, if they seize it by the scruff of the neck again, they're both capable of running defenders. And one thing Taricco and Ziegel don't like doing, they like to be coming forward most of the time. They don't want them to go back and defend.
Cole's header out of play. And according to that man, when he was manager of England, Cole needs 5 chances to score a goal. Wouldn't Andy Cole love to ram that down Glenn Hoddle's throat today? Hughes. Comes off Ziga. 38 and quite a bit, Mark Hughes.
There's a bit of an average age in that little quartet around that area, isn't it? With Sparky and the 3 Spurs lads, Ferdinand, Sheringham and Poyet.
The front 2 for Tottenham today have a combined age of 71. Poyet's 34. Hughes, as we mentioned, 38. This is Hughes. Taylor, 6'4", and they're calling tiny. Ferdinand. Some work for the Blackburn skipper Berg to do, and the referee is quickly on the scene to give the free kick. Andy wants words with Henning Berg.
I'm not quite sure. He certainly didn't tug his shirt there, Henning Berg. I think that was a general stumble. Where Henning Berg is clever, he knows that Ferdinand is on a losing for play, so he's making sure that his body stays strong against Ferdinand.
Friedel has made the adjustments to the 2-man wall. By Anderson towards Les Ferdinand at the back post. Sherwood was lurking.
Well, spun right round on a post on the back stick. I actually thought when he got up for that he was going to knock it straight into Sheringham's path. And if Blackburn are going to stand again, they've got to be well aware of Ferdinand's heading class.
This is Andy Cole. In towards Janssen, just a little too long.
I mean, they are hot favourites, aren't they? You can't deny that, Tottenham. But you just look through the Blackburn side. I know Graham Souness thinks they have been playing good football recently. That line, I particularly like Matt Janssen. I thought when Cole joined, I thought they would be a good pairing. And they've got, as I say, they've got people in the wide areas that can do a bit. And Dunn is an exceptional talent in midfield. So they have got their own threats, but this is the threat from Tottenham.
This is Ziga. 2 in the middle. Ziga tries himself. Surprised to see him have a go with his right foot, but it was far from a bad effort.
Well, I've seen him chuck those away before. And that is one of the problems that Blackburn are faced with. When they switch the ball out to the wing-backs occupy the whole width of the field, and then he cuts inside. I think they've done a bit of favour, but I've seen Ziga chuck those away before off his right side. And he is a definite threat. Somehow or other Blackburn have got to say, hey, we either detail Big Taylor to go and look after him and let's let the centre-backs do their own job, or we've got to get Keith Gillespie filling little holes there.
Well, here's Damien Duff. It's not too much by way of support yet, but it's arriving now. Janssen and Cole. And Sullivan caught in 2 minds at his near post.
Good work by Duff.
At least there is some genuine width to Blackburn with Gillespie on the right and Duff on the left. This is Björneby's throw. Off the head of Sherwood. And out by Thatcher. And now Anderton. Poyet digging one out. For Ziga, whose return to fitness could be key for Tottenham today. Martin Taylor in tidily.
Yeah, Graham Souness will know all about the threat that they pose from wide areas, but I think we'll have to do something quickly about it.
Right start by Tottenham. Here's Anderton. By Nils-Erik Johansson, the captain of the Swedish under-21 international side. Away with Ziga.
Very loose, but surprised to see Janssen run second there.
Caught there by Hughes. Mistaking the referee's message.
Sparky will say that's as quick as he could have got there in a situation like that. But there's no doubt, I mean, he will put the reducer in if he gets an opportunity.
Ziga. 2-1 for Poyet. The reducer, Ron.
Well, to limit, let's say to make Anderson run a little bit, or limp faster, or run a little bit slower. We'll certainly know that he's rapid with him, that's for sure.
He's only scored once in his last 39 games, but that was in this competition in the quarter-final victory over Arsenal.
And the strange thing about Mark Hughes, you know, he's facing the play most of the time, and you know most players are more comfortable doing this. But I've always thought Mark Hughes is one of the greatest players of the last 20 years at receiving the ball when he's back to goal.
Perry. Johansson.
Got a good start for Tottenham, he's settled in well.
Forward. Shot in the back by Tarico. Tarico, who was cup-tied for Tottenham's appearance in the 1999 final when they beat Leicester City with a last-minute goal by Alan Nielsen. Tarico and Sherwood both in that boat. They joined the club too late in the season to be part of that League Cup winning campaign. Here's Sherwood. Now Anderton. Ziga. Some ball to Gus Poyet. Ferdinand sprinting in the middle, and Johansson in the way for Blackburn.
He's done that 3 or 4 times already in the opening stage. Johansson intercepted quite dangerous-looking crosses.
Now Blackburn on the counter with Matt Jansen. Coles in the centre. That hit Perry. Blackburn have soaked up everything thrown at them so far. This is Mark Hughes. And Cole on the stretch couldn't quite make it.
That's unfortunate. Running ball there from Mark Hughes. Andy Cole's pulled on the shoulder of the last defender. He's flighted it in. It's only just short of being a good opportunity. But it's very difficult when you're playing 4 actual players in midfield against any team that plays with 5. You know, you say, shall we occupy the wing backs with our wide players and leave their 3 central midfield players one over? Watching Gillespie, sometimes say, narrow one of your midfield players down. Gillespie's getting in a position where he's neither... See that one through. Not really a problem. Gillespie's getting in a position where he's neither attaching himself to Anderson with the loose possession or staying around Ziga. It's a problem for him.
Clearance. He's not allowed to run because the referee spotted an infringement, and it's going to be a free kick. Who's just come back from Italy, where he officiated in the UEFA Cup tie on Thursday night between Inter Milan and AEK Athens. Less so by Sherwood. Duff. Tottenham's throw, it came last off Damien Duff.
He's looked bright and bubbly though, Damien Duff. Not as bright as bubbly as those two were. I mean, they're 2 all-stars. They won it Clayton, former England captain, 2 great players. Little Jinky Douglas, little Brian Douglas, fabulous. Well, a right winger turned midfield player. They'll be loving it, you know. They are out, and every time you go to Blackburn, they're always there. They've got it every match.
Both members of the last Blackburn team to play in a major cup final in 1960. The FA Cup final at Wembley, in which they lost 3-0 to Wolves. It's a day of misfortune for Blackburn that day. An own goal and a broken leg to Dave Whelan. Here's the crossing towards Cole. The flag's up on this near side.
It's just appeared in the list of the richest men.
Fair to say he's done all right for himself, Ron.
He's fighting to get back upside, but no offence on the goal. Starting position was off.
Two sides quite content to put Premiership rivalries to one side for 1 week only. Blackburn third from bottom. Tottenham hanging on to a place in the top 8, but their league form hasn't been good whilst they've been preoccupied with cup fixtures in recent weeks in both domestic competitions. It's an awkward one for Johansson. He wasn't alert to the arrival of Ferdinand. Now, did he push him over? Well, the referee's assistant had a good view and didn't raise his flag. Rico.
Problem that as a centre-back when the ball's up in the air and you let the ball bounce. It's an awkward one for him because it's a little bit deep. Ferdinand converging on it.
Here's Taylor. Native of the northeast, hails from Ashington. Rather like a couple of other decent footballers. Hughes. Done. Douglas and Clayton, Blackburn born. Gillespie. Two waiting in the middle. Gillespie did well to get a crossing. Jansson's beyond the back post. It was a bit of a flail by Sullivan.
Yeah, but that's brilliant from Gillespie. Shoved the ball at Ziege. People with pace will always frighten the defenders, and Ziege won't want to be doing that too much this afternoon. He won't be coming forward and delivering those tasty left-foot crosses. He'll not be too happy when Gillespie puts him on the back foot. That's good. I mean, you thought Ziege might have took the cross out, and in all fairness to Sullivan, it's an ugly one to deal with. It's very, very deep. And both Damien Duff and Keith Gillespie have signalled their intent.
Which is what Blackburn wants. Good service from their two flying wingers. There are a couple of Premiership matches taking place today. One of them's just finished at the Stadium of Light, the North East Derby. Sunderland 0, Newcastle 1. Nikos Dabizas with the winning goal. Newcastle goes second in the league, 2 points behind Manchester United, and we will show you that goal at half-time. Ferdinand's flick, showing. Sherwood wrong-footed. And here's Cole. And now Gillespie. And Janssen is screaming for it. But now he's tightly marked. Still Gillespie. Cole. Hughes.
Very surprised. A bit surprised by Andy Cole's run there. Because Keith Gillespie was going one-on-one against Thatcher. Space behind. He thought, say it if he's well, let him get... Just see what he can do to the other left-sided defender. Let him get at him, and actually Andy Cole came right across and blocked his run-off. Forced Keith Gillespie going forward.
Janssen. No foul by Ledley King. Referee had a very good position. Darren Anderton. They call him well-known now at Tottenham. Sherwood. Sheringham.
That was interesting to me there. When you see when Anderson received it, his first look was to look forward and long out left, where Ziege, when they're well in control of the game, would be. Ziege was still going the other way from him to do with Gillespie. And I think that's important. very important, Blackburn, if they can make the two wing-backs defend.
Duff. Way back by Johansson. Jensen's header down. Oh, he couldn't quite make it his. It was a good clean win by Perry. Has been more measured in the opening 18 minutes. The goalkeeper has yet been called into any sort of serious action. Sheringham. Poyet, that's lovely. That would have been with a yard less pace on it. The very idea of a 30-yard crossfield volley pass, though, is very Uruguayan. Half his family over from Montevideo to watch this. It's cost him a fortune in airfares. Don. Janssen. Gillespie. Almost squeezed it through to Tiny Taylor. Instead, it's Sheringham to Poyet. Oh, and Johansson pushed up, and Les Ferdinand is all on his own. Great chance for Tottenham, but Friedel got a hand to it, still not away. Terrico, Sheringham, Anderson. Heroic block that time by Johansson, and somehow Blackburn Rovers escape. And here's Duff now. Tottenham with plenty of men back, but they'll be wondering why they're not in front. Excellent chance for Ferdinand. Gillespie. Janssen. And cleared by Perry, only as far as Taylor. Duff. Both Friedel and Johansson had parts in denying Tottenham. Gillespie. Out by Ledley King this time.
Good response this from Blackburn. You know, that's not so good from Henning Berg, but a good response. Being interested in this one. The officials have got it spot on, defender Stephen. Now, he had a similar chance against Chelsea in the semi-final, but this time he does move the ball on the keeper. All fairness to Brad Friedel. Situation arising again for them. In fairness to Brad Friedel there, I thought he was excellent. A lot of goalies will just thrust and throw themselves in. I thought he was a little bit caged. He didn't go too early and got the interception. But as you said, great chance, mate. Great chance.
First chance, in fact, of this Worthington Cup final. And also, benefit of latecomers being played indoors for the first time. Anderson's offside.
Also a little warning note there to the central defenders of Blackburn that Les Ferdinand may have advancing years and may not play the whole match. But he said that's where he does well there. He watches the ball. He doesn't just, a lot of goalies just go and knock the fella down and give penalties away and probably get themselves sent off. But if just getting back to Les Ferdinand, whatever time he's in the field, an hour or an hour and a quarter, whatever he usually comes up for him, he's still got that great pace.
Gillespie. Placed by Anderson and Ziege. Which leaves some space for Taylor. Ahead of Thatcher. Hughes led with his arm.
He'll be proud of that one, Graham. I'm just wondering if he sees the reincarnation of himself in Marquis playing in that central midfield area.
Certainly rather different from the Tottenham manager's style when in his playing career. The two managers actually met in the 1982 League Cup final. Oh, miscue by Berg. Hughes at the second attempt away to Sherwood. Sheringham. Here's Ziege, possibilities. Good block by Henning Berg.
That was a magnificent piece of defending. He had to make it because Ziege's so trusty with his left foot. You can bet your life that would have zipped right across the face of somebody like Ferdinand coming on. That's a mad. He made 3 or 4 of those, you know, the year United won the treble. I remember again, I think it was in Milan where he blocked things on the line, and his contribution to their success that year shouldn't be forgotten. That was a great challenge, that.
From memory, Ron, he was injured in the semi-final and missed FA Cup final, Champions League final. It was an offside final.
Yeah, but I think it was, I'm trying to think whether it was in Milan or Juve, one of the rounds they made. Saves on the line, he blocked shots down when Schmeichel was out of the game, sort of thing.
Blackburn's ball. Cole's throw finds Janssen. Done. He kept it in, but the referee seems to disagree. Not too many. Done. Ball played in haste, and here's showing him. Corretz. Ferdinand's made a diagonal run ahead of him. Berg pushed up, and this time Ferdinand is offside.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Any Berg knows that he can't run with Les Ferdinand. He invited him in, he invites him in here, he invites him in there, and watch him step just as the ball's going to be triggered. That is top-class defending, that's experience. You might consider it a risk when you've got somebody like Ferdinand that lives on defenders' shoulders. I mean, you've got somebody like Berg that's got, you know, he's got course and distance. He knows what he's about. And that was clever defending.
And Blackburn Rovers Premiership winning side before he went off to Manchester United back in 1995. Now the priority is very different in trying to avoid the drop from the Premier League. Hughes. Janssen, here's Gillespie, sits up quite nicely for him, came off Thatcher, Janssen! The Worthington Cup's leading goal scorer puts the underdogs ahead in the final.
Well, don't underestimate his contribution here. Watch he manages to win a great tower again. Gillespie gets a little bit of fortune, the shots, rebounds to Janssen. Janssen off his right side, which you'll probably admit isn't his favourite side. Gets a ricochet off the keeper. I wouldn't entirely say that's against the run of play either, because after the first 5 or 6 minutes, I think Blackburn have acquitted themselves very well. Prior to that, I was about to make the point, you know, you've got to understand from Blackburn's point of view, they've got the 2 wide men, they've got Janssen himself, and 1 or 2 of the others don't, who are all very, very inexperienced at this level. And that's a great fillip for them.
The other thing, Ron, is that Les Ferdinand's miss matters more now.
Oh, very much so. But I tell you what, they're playing against a team that won't fly. The one thing you all get from Tottenham, they're on trained to playing pattern. They'll keep passing it, they'll keep the belief, they'll keep thinking, all right, we'll create another chance in a minute. I tell you what, it sets the game up beautifully now, beautifully closed game now, with the underdogs, so-called underdogs taking the lead all along.
Kearney. They go all the way through to Brad Friedel. Williamson is sitting down for once, he's been standing up most of the time.
You know, and I saw a comment on the ground, man, I've got to believe it was tongue-in-cheek where he said, let's get this game out of the way and get on with the important things, the league matches. I think he knows that if they win this, they can go, their league form will, you know, they'll just go roll up. They'll win game after game in the league.
Ledley King. Quiet. Led by David Dunn. Nice disguise on the pass to Cole. Duff is forward as well. It's Damien Duff, and Janssen's it again. This time a great block by Thatcher denies him.
that's a great disguised ball there. Good movement by Andy Cole, good little laugh. And this lad's on fire at the moment, Duff. Jansen's very unlucky, he just can't force it over the top. What they have got in the locker, they've got a fair bit of pace in the top half of the field. Blackburn have the two wide legs, Cole's quick. Jansen's now zipping about a little bit.
Sherwood went in hard and Cole reacted. Referee's on the spot again.
I thought he gave him a foul against Cole. Cole appeared to jump, but Mike, reasonable foul. Oh no, they both couldn't have it. So Cole is first. Cole did win the ball.
The referee's gone to his pocket. As Ferdinand is leading the protest committee for Tottenham. It's Sherwood and Cole that the referee wants to have words with.
Unless he's mouthed off here, I think Cole will be very unlucky to get booked. Sherwood, yeah. Yeah, I thought for a minute he was going to book the pair of them.
First portion of the Worthington Cup final.
And I think a lot of that's frustration because Tim Sherwood's been very instrumental, certainly in the two semi-finals. Came on at Chelsea, was man of the match, or almost man of the match, played brilliant at White Hart Lane. And strange enough, hasn't been able to get into the game too much. Goal down, I think a lot of that was frustration. Berg. In fact, that surprised me a little bit, John, on Blackman's goal. When Jansen knocked the header down, Gillespie seemed to have acres of space to go and collect it. And you would have thought that maybe Tottenham with their heavy midfield might have had somebody round about the ball. Maybe Sherwood, somebody there, but there's certainly no Tottenham midfield player trying to pick up the little knockdown header.
Well, the referee's having one or two feisty conversations to deal with now. Gus Poyet leading the protest that time. It's going to be a Blackburn free kick. Leading through Matt Jansen's 6th goal of the season in this competition. Ferdinand. Anderton to mop up. Sheringham. Blackburn have visibly grown since the goal in terms of confidence.
Yeah, in fact, I would say before that, I thought they were getting into the game well. I think you're very lucky not to have a free kick there, I have to say.
Johansson. Rovers have never beaten Tottenham in the League Cup competition in any of its identities down the years. And indeed, at the last 9 meetings between the sides, Blackburn have won only one, which was at Ewood Park, the 3rd game of the Premiership season back in August. Anderton. Poyet's gone beyond the front man this time.
Yeah, good run, almost a good ball in from Anderton, but sensible keeping the end for Egan. Nice and bright, nice and alert. He looks a very competitive, I didn't listen to him before the game. Win at all costs. That's what he said, the manager said, didn't he? Sue wouldn't say that.
Well, he claims to be a changed man, but he's not changed that much.
And rightly so.
There's the goal scorer, Janssen. Gillespie. Useful cross that's dealt with by Sherwood. Now Anderton. Led by Bjornby. Martin Taylor.
So they're doing well now, Blackburn. They're not letting the Spurs midfield players get the header.
Here's David Dunn. That hit Thatcher. And Hughes. Johansson. Gillespie. Blackburn playing keep ball reasonably successfully. Cole. We're going to be going on the outside.
nipping at the heels a little bit in midfield. Blackburn now, they started with a bit tentative because if they haven't quite got the shape sorted, but now every time the ball goes into midfield, surely stepped up a long way here, but it's blue and white shirts snapping and hustling and trying to make sure that Spurs can't get into that passing rhythm.
Ferdinand, Berg's gone with him, Berg committed himself, it's Ferdinand, and here surely is Ziga to make it 1-1. A winner last year with Liverpool, he's drawn Tottenham Hotspur level.
Yeah, that's an excellent move, but look how Taylor's got dragged in, Sheringham's taken Taylor in. Once Ferdinand gets in, spots Ziga in coming into the back post empty. But a lot of that is where Sheringham has taken Taylor to. Taylor's had to go in with Sheringham. And none of the midfield players, can get back. Gillespie can't get back and pick him up, which is understandable, it's such a long way to go. But I give him, all right, you can look for deficiency. Should Berg have gone to the ground? Should they be overloaded in midfield? I think there's some given time. You've got to give credit to Spurs for that. A very well worked goal from them.
8 minutes between the goals, nothing between the sides. Here's Mark Hughes.
Nobody'd like to score more than him on this ground, would they? Mark Hughes, manager of Wales.
Remember, no team with its fans at the south end of this Millennium Stadium has ever won a domestic cup final. This the 8th to be staged here since the demise of Wembley. Here's Ziga, almost a very good ball to Sheringham. And now Gillespie. Run across the face of the defence by Janssen. Anderton took ball, not man. Well, enough of the ball at least. Blackburn had a player down, Keith Gillespie.
And once again, when he went on that running field, I think Gillespie, Spurs are happy for him to go into the middle. Spurs are very happy for him to run in there. Trish, I don't think anybody's caught him there. I think the Blackburn runners ran behind him. I think he'd be better going on the outside, leaving the space on the outside of the defence and letting him go.
Keith Gillespie, formerly of Manchester United, receiving from David Fever, formerly of Manchester United, the Blackburn physio, some much-needed treatment. 1-1 here. 1-0 to Newcastle over Sunderland in the Premiership, and football coming up, courtesy of ITV. In the course of this week, we're back on Champions League duty on Tuesday night from 7 o'clock. The return between Manchester United and the French champions Nantes, 7 o'clock on the ITV Sports channel. And then on ITV Sport Plus, at the same time, 7 o'clock start, Galatasaray against Liverpool. Difficult trip to Istanbul. And highlights of those games coming up on ITV1. And on Wednesday night, live on ITV1, it's Arsenal against Bayer Leverkusen. If you want to get the previews of those matches, have a look at our website, itv.com/football. Kim. Tirico, going to play by Duff. Spurs have won this trophy on 3 previous occasions, and in 2 of those sides, in 1971 and 1973, Martin Peters, our director, was an integral part of the team. Poyet. It's possessed by Björnebel and Duff. Battle for midfield supremacy rejoined after the equalising goal.
Just weight of numbers there, only for young Damien Duff.
Done. Johansson. Ferdinand making life awkward, but not impossible for Johansson.
He's done well, Johansson. He's stuck to his task well, because very often they're having to defend 2 against 2. A bit of a calculated risk by Blackburn. Interesting then when Ferdinand when Sheringham goes deep, a lot of teams are a bit inclined to either pull a midfield player back on him, and that's the Berg's gone in with it.
Bjornaby's throw. Cole. Gillespie was stealing in. Ziege got to it first. Bjornaby. Defeats in a row coming into this. Spurs, by way of contrast, 3 wins in succession. Tottenham's throw. Ziege. Dispossessed by Taylor. He's got 2 ahead of him. One of them's Cole. David Dunn. He can shoot from distance. Given half a chance, Taylor will continue his job forward. The offside flag is up. They will be halted for a Spurs free kick. Are we about right at 1-1 at this point, Ron?
Yes. Spurs first 5 or 6 minutes were excellent. Switched the ball quickly. Ziege got 1 or 2 good situations. A throw left-footed crosses in that were blocked out. And to be fair to Blackburn got themselves into the game. Hunted, worked hard, bit of pace up front.
Here's Sheringham. Poyet's in the centre. Hughes has to get rid. He lost it to Ferdinand. Torrico.
The Spurs missed a very good chance to leave unless Ferdinand was one-on-one on the keeper. And Janssen came very close to getting another goal himself. So yeah, we are about all square. But this is the situation where I think Blackburn have the problems. When Tottenham are like with a switch the player to this fellow unopposed.
Ziege.
He'll rain balls in all day and all that. It's a hard run for them because they've got to. Do they play their own way? I mean, that one's given offside. Do they play their own way and disregard Tottenham, or do they try and take counter measures for it? Difficult one, but I think somehow or other we've got to get people around Ziege because he does produce a stream of great crosses.
Cole. Michael Janssen to battle for. Offside, Ferdinand.
I think that was more Les than the defence. I don't think the defence caught him offside the way Henning Berg was trying to track back after him. Henning Berg knows that once Ferdinand gets to the other side of the game,
Best goal scorer in the season since joining Tottenham, Les Ferdinand. He should perhaps have added 1 to his tally of 14 before anyone had scored. Should have been the first name on the list. King. Here's Cole. Well in by Perry.
well done.
That was Taylor. This is Janssen. And now here's Andy Cole off the right boot of Sullivan.
By the way, let's not run away from the fact it's a blooming good game at the moment now, isn't it? Lots going on.
Absolutely. And here's Taylor. That was Sherwood. And then Perry. Took a while for the first chance to come in this game. That was the one that fell to Ferdinand, but since then, it's been end to end. Ferdinand doing well until it came to the cross.
I've been impressed with. I've been impressed with the young defender Johansson. Blackburn nesses the ball slid up alongside him, wraps his foot around it, can't quite, possibly if he could have got a little bit more height and lifted it above Sullivan, but once again signalling the threat. seen it from Ferdinand. Whenever a ball's played through, Ferdinand always looks as if he's in the business. And there's a threat at both ends. That's what makes it, you know, a very potent game at the moment.
Cole. Damien Duff. Oh, going to get away to King. Now Sherry. Poyet. Thatcher. Sherwood. He's been pushed by David Dunn, but the referee sensibly waves play on. Ferdinand. Sherwood. Ziga. Anderton. Sheringham. Now to Rico. Spurs with 3 in a line on the edge of the penalty area. Cut out by Johansson. Sides aware, I think that half-time is not far away. Two half-hearted appeals for offside against Ziga, not answered. Here's Ferdinand! Just as well, it was more or less straight at Friedel.
Yeah, it was a great cross, but Les Ferdinand, who's as good a header of the ball as anyone in the Premiership, should have just buried that one. That was a great ball in. I wonder whether Taylor could have closed the ball down a little bit quicker, but a great ball in. Full marks to Friedel. Could have parried the thing into his own net, but there's another good cross.
The fall to Gillespie. Hughes. Vibrant end to a very vibrant half. Björneby. Not a bad effort from a man who averages a goal every 2 seasons.
Tell you what, the game's not a bad effort from two sides that aren't supposed to be in the best of forms. I mean, that's a good shot, that. I mean, but both sides have gone out. There's the cross. That's a lovely crossing, a curling ball, an inviting ball. Full marks to the goalkeeper. Kept his eye on it, straight at him. Should have scored. But they must stop that crossing. They either stop the ball getting out of Ziga, or make sure when it's out there he doesn't get his crossing.
A minimum of 2 additional minutes. Here's Gillespie.
This is where I think he should just go on the outside of him, pin him back, at the worst he's going to get his corners. Now they want him in there, they pushed him in for they pushed him. He should engage the last man and get around the outside. The worst he's going to get a corner or a throw-in.
Suppose he ran into Trafford. Björneby, minute to play in an engaging first half.
Good first half, yep. Good first half.
David Dunn.
They've grown, Blackburn.
Tottenham, though, will head towards the dressing rooms, with Les Ferdinand still scratching his head as to how he's missed 2 very presentable chances.
On the positive side, he could also look back and say he did tremendous work in setting up the equaliser. Kept his cool.
That's half-time in the Worthington Cup final. All square at 1 goal apiece. Christian Ziga levelling after Matt Jansen had put Blackburn Rovers, the underdogs in this final, in front. It's been a half full of good football as it's grown. In stature, there have been more chances. Jansen putting Blackburn into a 25th minute lead, his 6th goal in the competition this season. He's the leading scorer. And then Ferdinand doing very well to set up the left wing-back Christian Ziege for the equaliser. It's a game that demands attention, and it's getting it from a packed house. The thoughts of Des, Terry and Andy in just a moment, but at half-time in this year's Worthington Cup final in the Millennium Stadium, it's 1 goal apiece.
Go on, Graham, wheel him up. Go on, Teddy, please.
Let's get going. Come on. First stats, Blackburn Rovers. Tottenham Hotspur.
45 minutes from extra time or 45 minutes from resolution. I should warn you that all of the 5 most recent League Cup finals have either gone to extra time or been decided by a last-minute goal. No changes to either of the two sides. The pitch, which has been a source of some concern to those at the Millennium Stadium, is playing well. The roof was closed early this morning to protect it from a South Wales downpour, which is still continuing. Blackburn held the lead for 8 minutes in the first half. Produced plenty of good football, despite the absence of 3 of their leading players through suspension and 1 who's cut time. There's Chris Perry for Tottenham, the middle of their 3 central defenders, and it's out for an early Blackburn throw. Taken by Bjørnebø. Ledley King actually headed it on to Chris Perry. Cole, here's Janssen trying to poach, and Damien Duff. And Damien Duff lost his boot. In fact, the boot is closer to going over the goal line than the ball was. He's just picked it up from inside the 6-yard box. And now Damien Duff is out of commission as he restores his footwear. That's a foul by Poyet on Bjørnebø.
Yes, certainly a very overzealous challenge, wasn't it? A little bit unfortunate with the situation before when Duff lost his boot. First of all, Janssen couldn't quite work himself an opening, and in full marks of the Spurs defenders, Ledley King and Perry, they managed to get a block in on Duff.
Nation waits whilst Damien Duff does up his shoelace. Bjørnebø happily recovered. Ledley King. Hughes went for it and caught Darren Anderson instead of the ball. Did you always have it in your mind that Hughes would play so long when you managed him on?
Certainly didn't think he'd make a midfield play.
But I mean, to still be going at 38 and a half.
He's a naturally strong lad. He was never a sprinting player, so he's not going to lose any pace. And he was always very strong. That was his greatest thing. I mean, he'd score great goals from volleys and things, but he was a very, very strong lad. And he wasn't the sort of lad whose game was about tearing all over the pitch. His game was about making sure when it was in his zone, he dealt with it.
Sherwood. Berg.
I mean, you have to believe he's not going to go the distance today, but they're going to replace him after, say, 20 minutes of this half or something like that. But I believe that represents...
Sherwood, the flag's up.
I believe that represents Blackburn's best chances to keep the game played at a fairly high tempo. Make it a busy game.
Dunn's chip forward, which Janssen chased and very clear. The end of his error.
Yeah, they have had a tendency, Blackburn, to play the balls into the gullies, particularly down the left-hand side. I'm not so sure that's a bad thing with Spurs playing the three central defenders. Try and play down the sides of them and turn them around. I mean, what they probably realise, if they get into a passing match, a steady passing match in the midfield, Spurs will cut them the ribbon.
Ziga. Poyet. Mark Hughes for Blackburn Rovers. David Dunn, many years ahead of him. Cole. Gillespie set off ahead of him, and he's been found. Perry made the tackle.
Once again, I thought Gillespie ran narrow there. I thought that Cole had a chance to go it alone again.
Janssen. Cole. Gillespie. Cole. David Dunn. Shoulder to shoulder, was it? No, the referee's assistant is flagging this won't count. Nor will it go in from Andy Cole.
Now it's David Dunn one that Cole looks astonished, but it's the David Dunn thing. I'm just wondering how strong he was. I think he was very strong there with Chris Perry. I think if a defender had done it to a forward, I don't think that would have been a penalty. Obviously Dunn was very, very strong. I think that maybe Tottenham a little bit fortunate, although it didn't go in, to have the free kick.
I say, Ron, in your playing days, the referee wouldn't have thought twice about that, would he? No. That's how you make a living, isn't it? Here's Ferdinand. Janssen has gone down clutching his knee after a challenge by Ledley King. And Spurs will put the ball out through Tim Sherwood. Went down as soon as Ledley King made contact with him, Matt Janssen. Scored his first ever goal for Blackburn on his debut against Tottenham 3 years ago, just before Blackburn were relegated from the Premiership. Dave Fever there, the physio we saw in the first half, was on the fringes of the Manchester United setup that won the treble, and prior to that he was also involved in more success. He was physio to Wigan Rugby League Club.
Yeah, but he keeps Janssen going. He's done his job, because Janssen, I've been impressed with him. He's had a willingness, certainly very instrumental, not only in scoring the goal, but helping to set the thing up.
Sherwood. Sheringham. Now Taylor.
He's actually not bad with the ball. He's giving it away that time. But Taylor, for a big lad, he's not that bad with the ball. He's got reasonably tidy feet. That's a good ball. That is a good ball.
Thatcher halting Gillespie.
Now, Thatcher made his name as a very, very resolute fullback, and he had to be there. I thought actually he was running second favourite to Gillespie.
It was a crunching Mark Hughes tackle on Poyet, but neither player complained. Anderson for Spurs. Berg. Hughes. Taylor. Janssen, who seems to be moving freely again, happily for Blackburn. There's Gillespie.
I think if you just knock this on the outside and then force a corner, I think he's got that in his lock all day. If he just drops his shoulder, goes on the outside, whips it across, the best possibility is a chance at goal. The worst he's going to finish up every time is a corner.
This after 52 minutes, the first corner of this final. Blackburn with 5 in the box. Ferdinand was back there to help out his defence. And the foul on Anderton brings a free kick. The referee asks Anderton to calm down because Graham Cole himself will sort matters out. What are you laughing at, Ron?
Just looking at Sparky. He leaves his mark anyway. Even if he can't quite get there to the pitch of the ball. It's amazing how many times the player he goes to challenge finishes up on the deck.
Ledley King. Poyet. Tarico. Fouled. Score of the Blackburn goal after 25 minutes of play, which delighted the north end of the stadium, populated by 30,000 Blackburn supporters. It's about a third of the town's population. It was a case at 6 o'clock this morning of, with the last one out of town, please switch off the lights. Here's Sheringham. Poyet. Outside him is Tarico. Ferdinand's in an advanced position, joined now by Sheringham and Anderton. And Taylor stood his ground stoutly, and it's out for a goal kick. Quite an occasion for Martin Taylor.
Yes, he's acquitted himself quite well. I know he played there last week at Middlesbrough, didn't he, in the cup game, but you know, for a centre-half, particularly, as you say, a kid playing centre-half, a kid that's a centre-half naturally, and playing full-back in a final against quite a threat in Ziga.
Duff. Colin Jansen ahead of him. Contact made by Tarico. It's a free kick to Blackburn in a position of some threat. And Poyet having to be ushered away by the referee. He was eyeball to eyeball with Damien Duff.
Is that ironic? An Argentinian and Uruguayan complaining about somebody allegedly diving. Didn't dive, actually. Tarico did wrong, put his right leg across and brought him down.
Sullivan is being very careful in positioning what at the moment is a 4-man wall. That's just about the goalkeeper's view. All sorts of arguments about the validity of walls in situations such as this, and Graham Cole will move them back a fair bit. What's important is that the goalkeeper gets a clear view.
The only way he gets a clear view is to move to the other side of the goal, leaving a big empty space for any sort of right foot curl, if you like.
Well, it's done with the right or Jansen with the left. Berg is adding an element of confusion to the wall. It's David Dunn, and it hit the end of that wall, but it's bounced out to Cole. Johansson. And offside against Taylor.
I was unlucky there. Unlucky there. I think if that had fallen to a right-footed player here, Johansson would have just thrown that back in and it would have been okay. But the fact is, he had to switch to his left foot and then try to thread a ball through. But lively enough start again from Blackburn. They haven't allowed Tottenham to settle down and dominate and dictate the flow of the game.
Ferdinand. Strange attempt to clear the ball by Björneby. Friedel will deal with it. Both these sides have the carrot of a European place hanging on this game. For the first European qualifiers of the domestic season via this trophy.
And I actually think psychologically it would do great. I said in the first half, oh, that's a lovely
Step over by Sheringham. Poyet. Berg had to be careful.
That's what Terry Venables was on about. That was a great situation then. Poyet could have measured his pass better and they would have been in with a striking opportunity. You know, I said in the first half about Blackburn, psychologically I think it would have been a massive lift them and the fans for the rest of the season. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham win this, so you can go through to another final in the FA Cup.
And just look at Liverpool last season.
Yeah, it's amazing how things set teams up like.
Björneby. Sherwood. The Football League heartily pleased this week that the meeting of Premiership chairman unanimously endorsed the award of a European place for the winners of this competition for at least the next 2 seasons.
And rightly so. I think that's spot on, that. I don't think we should devalue our competitions at all.
Sheringham, most unlike him, here's Damien Duff. On to Janssen. Hurry in the way of the pass to Cole. Hughes. Out to Gillespie. Hoisted for Janssen. Met by a firm challenge. But it's a goal kick.
Yeah, they were a threat in the last third when the wide player. I'd like to see Damien Duff now doing what Gillespie's just started to do. Gillespie's starting to try and get on the outside and deliver balls in. I'd like to see Damien Duff just start having a go at Tariq on the outside. Problem with Damien Duff is, you know, he can play through the middle and can play through the middle excellently. You know, he can dribble off both sides.
Blackburn, the designated home team here today, hence their wearing of their normal colours. But here's Poyet for Tottenham, and that's very well done. Only the finish lacking. Sheringham slightly off balance as he shot with his left foot. But how did Poyet fail to score? It was a wonderful effort from him. Björneby down the line, but still Poyet retreating is shaking his head.
Yeah, he'll think he's done everything spot on there. Timed his run, he's got one-on-one on the keeper, kept his cool. He's bent it round Friedel, and he would have been looking round coming back for a celebration time. Now, if I was a Blackburn Rovers, anything to do with the Blackburn Rovers camp, I'd try and draw from that. I just wonder, well, hang on, is this our day? Could it be our day?
Here's Cole. Janssen has just retreated from an offside position, so it's play on with Gillespie. Keith Gillespie. He scored from a tight angle like that against Manchester United in the Premiership back at the start of the season.
Yeah, he's getting more and more in the game, Gillespie. More and more in the game. That's a little bit ominous for the Tottenham. They've got to take 1 or 2 of these counter-attack chances they're making.
It's one of the mysteries of the league season. How Blackburn are struggling when they've more than held their own against the top sides. Draws against Manchester United and Liverpool. That's a foul by Berg on Poyet. Draws at Arsenal and Leeds, so they can do it on their day. Free kick to Tottenham Hotspur.
And they would probably say as well, in all fairness, that maybe in the luck, those 1 or 2 of those chances, a couple that Les Ferdinand had in the first half, that one would probably have gone in and the game would be out of sight for them. Which I certainly don't think it deserves to be. I would go along with that. Tottenham have had the better chances.
Ziege, oh, they've not picked up Darren Anderson here. And it took a good tackle to rescue things, and now there's a furious argument involving Janssen and Gillespie. Janssen saved the day, and he felt that Gillespie should have done.
Oh, what he's complaining about is that he thinks Gillespie has slept in on the quick free kick. Quick free kick that fed him in. But that's not a bad thing. You know, there's that curling ball. That looks picture. That looks all the way in, doesn't it?
Anderton's corner, their first of the game. Here's Ferdinand, and that's tame.
What was surprising, you know, when Poyet hit the bar, it fell back to Terry Sheringham. I thought, you know, anybody who's so composed, he'll make it happen. And he actually flashed it. He squabbled us a little bit.
This is done. Very pleasing on the Ibis final. Gillespie, a growing influence on this game.
What's good about it as well, what's particularly good is, in various ways, there's a lot of good wide play. From Blackburn, they're getting the width now from Gillespie, who's picking it up and running at the defender. Ziege doesn't like it, but when Tottenham come forward in their best moves, they work it wide, and Ziege pops good quality. But there it is again, the little touch on, little dummy. Oh, he just manages to not make the keeper, not make the last defender, flips it. Now that's the one I thought as well. I thought Sheringham, when that fell back, I thought they'll all think it's over. Sheringham will tuck this one away.
Hughes and Ferdinand had a tussle. The referee managed to get between the 2 of them after the ball had gone. It was Björneby. Duff, foot on the accelerator pedal. Met by a firm tackle by Thatcher. Anderton. Sheringham. Not always the usual crispness about Tottenham's passing today so far. Cole. Duff goes ahead of him. They're standing off Andy Cole. That could be dangerous.
Do you know, Thatcher backed off that much. I wonder why Andy Cole went quite so wide. He probably wasn't aware that Thatcher had backed off him that much. I thought, if you're going to have a pop, it's just about here. He's backed off now. He could have pulled the trigger there. He's tried to go. He's forced him wide at the end. I thought he could have pulled the trigger a lot earlier. But it's getting so stretched now. What's surprising with Tottenham is they're getting a chance to counter-attack because Blackburn now are committing, you know, 2 wingers forward, both strikers. They're empty in midfield. You would think that Tottenham would just be having enough composure to pick them off. I think it's a little bit of zip and energy from Blackburn that's keeping them well in the frame. I tell you, I've been to a few finals and you think, oh, it's a bit sterile, but this is nothing like that. This has got lots of life, some good quality at times. But you can be a little bit critical about the standard of defending sometimes, and yet there's been some great defensive blocks from both teams. Edinburgh in the first half, great defensive block. Ledley King just after half-time here.
Also surprised still to see Mark Hughes out there. He was only expected to last an hour.
I think Darren Anderson's asked for him to go.
Bienobi. Flicked away by Tarika. David Dunn. Bienobi. Hughes. Presented it to Anderton, who's presented it straight back to Blackburn.
I think a couple of them jumped out of the way with sparking about them.
Shouldn't ignore his mere nuisance value. Dunn. Taylor. Caught by Ziga. Blackburn wasting no time. Gillespie. David Dunn. First touch, not quite what he might have wanted. A line Thatcher to clear.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there. Gillespie was clever there. Last 3 or 4 times he's gone beyond the defenders. All of a sudden they started to queue up for him and he picked Dunn up.
Janssen. Blackburn with 3 inside the penalty area, including David Dunn. Gillespie. Henning Berg.
I think if they could get any messages onto the field through Graham Souness or whatever, I think I'd be saying, keep feeding Gillespie. Keep Gillespie, make Gillespie have the ball a lot. He looks like he's got the legs on him, definitely.
Taylor. Janssen. Taylor couldn't quite gather it in first time. Gillespie. It's one that's hanging. It's awkward for Sullivan. Referee didn't see a foul in there. It's play on.
I don't think he was. I think he was more blocked up by his own player.
His own man. Duff. And now Ledley King. Ferdinand. King. Now Anderton. Space left side for Ziga. And Gillespie sold himself too cheaply. Gus Poyet. Good save, Friedel.
Great football from Tottenham. Swept from one side of the field to the other. Good setting up, good move. That's clever. Nice little rolled in ball here. Poyet, quick control, out of his feet, hits it, and a good save by Friedel. That's good football, good passing.
Ledley King's gone near post, just in front of Friedel. It's gone deeper than that, though. Brad Friedel, who was part of Graham Souness's Turkish Cup-winning side at Galatasaray on that famous occasion when the then Galatasaray manager planted a club flag in the centre circle in celebration at the end of the game. Janssen. This final happily free of so many inhibitions that normally afflict showpiece occasions. The biggest compliment you can give it is to say it's just like a normal game of football. Berg. Sherwood. Anderton. Blackburn are preparing to make a substitution. Craig Hignett is going to come on shortly. Berg. Angled towards Janssen. King wanted 3 touches. Could let in Cole! Andy Cole has done it for Blackburn!
Just at the moment, you know, you said Ledley King has taken 3 touches. I thought, defenders, you do not take 3 touches in your own penalty box. Full marks to Andy Cole. He's hit. I think he's kidding the keeper, hitting it early. I mean, Ledley King, all right, it's a nice diagonal one. It's an awkward one. His next one should have been knocked out away from the box. But Cole manages to hook it in early. I think he scored sort of a little bit by surprise there. Well, good agility there. And, what a situation now. But Ledley King, he will have to live with that one.
Blackburn Rovers have never won the League Cup. Ledley King has never played in a showpiece final like this. And Andy Cole has never scored in a cup final prior to this. And to think that Blackburn are on the point of making their substitution. Hignett sat down again. Here's Sherwood.
Yeah, I think Graham Souness will want the game to settle for a little bit before he brings him on. I'm sure he'll come on. I would have to assume he's probably going to come in place of Mark Hughes, playing an old-fashioned inside right position, if you like. But I think at the moment, I think Graham will want the game to just settle down and find out and let everybody get calm again. But all that lad there, when you said 3 touches, I thought, son, it's 1 touch in a hoof.
Not what Ledley King wanted. He's one of those on the fringes of Sven-Göran Eriksson's thinking for the World Cup. Anderton.
Well, that's 6-4, he doesn't do it again.
Oh, here's Ziga! All alone.
Yeah, great chance. Great chance for somebody that can volley with his left foot. Good deep cross. And there you go, they put Taylor. He's got that problem, Martin Taylor, where when the ball's developing off the right, he has to go narrow. And that's another let-off. It's incredible, really. It probably Blackburn have pushed and dominated the game more, and yet Spurs have created some marvellous opportunities.
Crumpled from behind by Taruko. Spurs with 20 minutes to save themselves, which is ample time.
Oh, yes.
Björnebro. Cole.
What I don't think you'll see Blackburn going on the retreat now. I think they realise their best chance is to keep going forward and pressing and disturbing the Spurs back three.
The action down on the bench. Jordi, signed from Real Zaragoza in Spain on loan until the end of the season, is what Graham Souness describes as an old-fashioned English-type centre-forward. It'll be his debut. What a place to make it. Ferdinand, he turned his back and hit his heel. Hughes gave it away. Poyet. Sheringham, more urgency about Tottenham now, there has to be. Here's Darren Anderton. Good block by Johansson.
Great blocking, great defending. Just a bit wondering if he's going to bring Jordi on as a front player, because actually his front players are doing well. I would have thought he ought to be looking to save that option if he needs it for extra time.
Poyet. Flag was up on this near side, but it was a good claim anyway by Friedel. Taruko. Anderton's galloped on beyond Björneby, but it's in early, and again the flag is up, which is a relief this time to Blackburn Rovers.
Good decision.
Blackfield's been winded by the challenge, but whilst he recovers, it's going to be Janssen, the scorer of the first goal, who retreats to the bench, and he's getting a standing ovation from the Blackburn supporters at one end of this stadium. And what a time, what a place to get your first taste of English football. Jordi, 27 years of age, formerly of Atletico Madrid and Real Zaragoza, is on to lead the line alongside Andy Cole for Blackburn.
I think that's a brave decision. Very brave decision by the manager, that, because he could have settled with the two up front who were doing ever so well. And maybe put a midfield player on to give it fresh legs or extra energy. We're interested to see now.
He won his first header. Referee wasn't wild about the challenge that followed, so it's a free kick for Tottenham. Andy Cole, who only needs a League Cup winner's medal to complete his full set. FA Cup, European Cup, Premiership medals galore. He's only been a Rover for 7 weeks. Berg missed it. Hansen forced his way in front of Sheringham. Ziga finding Thatcher. Didn't favour Ferdinand, it did favour Berg.
They're stuck in there for dear life as Henning Berg. You know, there's times that the ball seems to be hanging behind him, going, looking, he can't possibly make it, but just forces himself into every last bounce to get to it.
That's that he knows that he will be the man to lift the trophy as the standing Blackburn skipper. And there's Dave Whelan, fellow member, together with you, Ron, of the British Rich List. The man who broke his leg last time Blackburn Rovers were playing in a major cup final 42 years ago. And now the owner of Wigan Athletic, Wigan Rugby League team, and the JJB Sports Empire as well, which is what's made him his money. Here's Poyet. Ferdinand. Sheringham is unattended, and Ferdinand is unmarked. And it took a deflection and it was tipped away by Friedel.
You've seen then all about Blackburn. He's trying to chip him at the bar. I actually thought he'd fly that across for a return pass for Ferdinand. He obviously thinks he can place it past Friedler's left hand.
Ferdinand was with you, I think, in his thinking. King near post, Thatcher on the line, Sheringham 6-yard line. Under pressure, the goalkeeper under too much pressure in the referee's view.
Well, he's got a natural sort of American competitive attitude, hasn't he, Brad Friedel? And he's going to need it. And talking about competitive attitudes, this little Scouser can as well. I think he's unlucky enough to start with it.
Surprised?
I'm amazed. I thought he'd had a smashing second half of Gillespie. I know he's a different sort of player, little Craig. He'll tuck in and fill in holes. But I thought Gillespie would... I think Hoddle will be happy to see Gillespie go off.
Gillespie has done very well.
Excellent. He's been excellent second half.
Craig Hignett, who's now on. Twice a loser in League Cup finals with Middlesbrough. Cole. Simon Davis is going to come on shortly for Tottenham. There's another one that might consider himself slightly unfortunate to miss out. Dunn. Here goes Taylor. It's Martin Taylor to Jordi. And Jordi couldn't get around Ledley King. Tried to circumnavigate him.
Beautiful play on the right-hand side there.
Tarico, foul on Duff. That's not the first. I think this time there might be a card.
It also might be his last contribution to the game, I think. Just looking and just wondering whether Davis will come on for it.
It's been a subplot to this game. There have been one or two hefty challenges by the Argentine on Damien Duff. And eventually he's worked his way into the referee's book. second portion of the game, Sherwood the other. The referee wants the substitution to happen before the free kick. And it is going to be Tarico.
I tell you what, I don't like people making substitutions when you're defending a set play. The lad that's coming on nowadays is going to get straight into his station. He's going to be switched on from the word go. I just wonder whether they should have let it go a little bit longer.
He's a Welshman from Haverfordwest.
He's a good player as well, but I mean, does he know his duty straight away?
Björneby. High towards Taylor, and a header in the end when it came in. It was a powerful one from Jordi.
Well, came out the clouds for that one. Good delivery in, and he came out and, you know, that's a good, strong header. He's got towered above everybody there.
Reminds me a little of Kiko, the former Spanish international centre-forward. Tall and strapping, with physical presence. Anderton. Ziga. Back by Dunn. This is Taylor for Blackburn. Higness. Fouled untidily by Christian Ziga. That'll be another booking, I think.
Yeah, it should be, yeah. Before the match, we've got good money on Mark Hughes playing 80 minutes in the match. Good money.
The resuscitation crew is waiting at the touchline now.
I'll tell you what, I think Graham's left him on. He's in a winning position, and Mark Hughes is a winner regardless of how long he's played.
Done. Cole just offside.
I think he'll want him on there more for his know-how, more for his influence, more for his ability to get the other players, make sure all the other players keep up the jobs.
Ferdinand. To Damien Duff. Blackburn, 10 minutes plus stoppage time away from a first ever triumph in this competition. Cross comes Perry.
That's the ball they've tried a lot, you know. They've tried, particularly on this left-hand side, they've tried to play it in down the side of Ledley King and turn the Tottenham back three round. So they know full well they've got a bit of pace up there, and they've used it to good effect.
Duff. Björneby tricking Davis. Two want the cross. Jordi and Cole. And now Tottenham have to attack.
Yeah, Björneby's trying desperately to get back to even it out on this side. He's got to sprint back. I mean, how tired he's got to get back.
Sherwood. Simon Davis. Sheringham. Poyet. Ferdinand waiting hopefully in the centre. Now it's Ledley King. Kept it in play. Andy Cole doing the defending in what's virtually the left-back position.
Had a little bit of time there, Björneby. I think that may have been nerves. He had time to just control that and then knock it up with some quality.
Davis's arrival gives an extra option, the longer throw for Spurs. Sherwood. Here's Anderton. One touch to control the chip forward for Sheringham, who's offside.
Yeah, if I'd been Graham Souness, I wouldn't be totally happy. I'd have, you know, as I say, you'd always be a little bit anxious, but whenever they've had a set play against, be it a corner or a long throw, they've always looked as if they're not quite on the toes, or they're on the toes, but they're not quite sure what it's about. Ferdinand had a great opportunity from a corner earlier on.
Jordi to Cole. His aerial presence has added something. Jordi.
Yeah.
Dunn. Duff ahead of him. It's a good run by Damien Duff. The cross towards Jordi.
Oh, he could have been a Blackburn all-time folk hero there.
Still might be.
They
because Blackburn are standing toe-to-toe with Tottenham and giving every bit as good as they get.
What I like about Blackburn is the fact, whether it's naivety or what, I don't know, but they do seem to think that their best way is to go forward, and that's good for the game point of view.
Off goes Poyet. And on Stefan Iversen.
I wonder
whether striker.
Yeah, I wonder whether Teddy will go behind the two now and he'll go up front. It's when they're showing him a drop. He has done, I think. He's showing him a play in the little hole behind two now.
Hignett. Throw taken by Tottenham when in fact it belongs to Blackburn. Johansson pushed it out of play. Graham Souness happy to see the throw go his and Blackburn's way. What should Blackburn's approach be now, Ron? To look for a third or to hold what they've got?
Look for a third. I don't think they're good enough to go defensive and try and hold on. I think they're better to try and keep Tottenham, who actually are much better attacking than they are defending. Try and keep Tottenham back in their own backyard.
Davis. Well found by Sheringham. Support arriving far side. If Simon Davis could have got the cross in, he still might. Ran out of space, ran out of balance. And Tottenham, slowly but surely, are running out of time.
Why I make that point as well, to be fair, John, is you look at the boy Davis, he really is a tenacious player, but he's at his best charging forward. Ziga, we know, is at his best charging forward. If Blackburn can make those players defend and keep them in their own last third of the field, and I tell you, they'll have to eliminate a lot of danger for them.
Some of the Blackburn fans singing, others just holding their breaths.
Just saw Glenn Hoddle. He will be disappointed with some of his players that have played terrific for him in the games that have got them there, but haven't really at the moment produced.
Hignett. Yordi's got his arm up in the middle. Cross is too long for him. Nail-biting times for Tottenham. Their manager's on record as saying, look, we've been inconsistent for 25 years. I'm not going to change that in a matter of months.
Yeah, but he will have thought this represented a massive... And still, they're not out of this yet, by the way. They're not out of this. Any team with Ferdinand Sheringham can always produce a goal.
This is Davis. Thatcher. Ziga. Anderton. Look at Mark Hughes, hustling him off the ball. Oh, and what a pass to Craig Hignett. Now, support's required. Hignett's still going, and the shot is straight at Sullivan.
What they've got to make sure now is that they don't overcommit themselves. Play off the front players. Great Mark Hughes there, excellent.
Well, if it is to be Mark Hughes' last major occasion, isn't it one that's going to live in his memory forever? Iversen. Now Sherwood. Options left and right. This is Ziga. Three in the middle for Tottenham. And Björneby having to defend. Helped out by Duff. 3 minutes and counting. Sheringham couldn't get there. Anderson will pick up the loose ball. Johansson out. Blackburn defending stoutly so far. Ferdinand, Sherwood, Ledley King, solid tackle. Oh, is that a penalty? It looked a penalty to me as Sheringham went down, and Sherwood is incandescent with the referee. Now on the counter, it's Yordi. Cole's in the middle. A real talking point in the dying moments here in Cardiff. Duff. It was Sheringham that went down. Anderton. And there are still angry words being exchanged between Tottenham players and the referee. They just need to concentrate on this attack with Sheringham. Header to Ferdinand. What a save by Friedel.
Well, it's incredible. That is incredible. I mean, great ball in from Sheringham. Great knockback header from Everson. Les Ferdinand must be only what he's got to do to score today.
Well, Sherwood has only just calmed down.
Yeah, I must admit, from my first reaction was, and I'll qualify that and say the referee was in a great position. My first reaction was penalty.
Well, Sheringham was the man that went down.
I think they were a bit unlucky there, though, the fact that Ledley King held him up. But I think, all right, that for me, most refs would give a penalty, I think. But look at this, there's the deep cross, there's Everson's header, there he comes in again. Once again, you've got to give the keeper some credit, well, a lot of credit, scrambling back across the line and getting that. But in the space of a minute, Spurs might have even been in the lead. I just wonder, like I said, you know, when Poyet hit the bar when he went round, if I'd have been in the Blackburn camp, I'd have wondered, is this our day?
It's very nearly Blackburn's day, but not yet. Ferdinand with two gilt-edged chances, Poyet with a shot that cannoned back off the angle of post and bar, and Graham Souness on the verge of a 5th League Cup triumph, 4 in consecutive years as a player with Liverpool. Sheringham, off goes Everson, his compatriot Berg with him. Bjornaby back to help, Taylor, oh! Now they'll hope that that's not called as a back pass, and they couldn't really expect that the referee would interpret that as such, even though Tottenham protest. And there was a foul as well, and Blackburn can breathe again, and there are 3 additional minutes to be played.
I mean, that's an ugly ball in. Taylor, as he's done all match, by the way, he's got into that very good covering position, as befits a natural centre-half. That would have been cruel if that had looped over Friedel for an own goal. But I'm just looking now, and I'm just seeing signs. I was watching David Dunn, whether it's emotion or what, who's got an outstanding game for me. Just watching him now, he doesn't look as if he's got a run left in him. It looks as if he's absolutely run himself into the ground.
Dunn's pass cut out by Perry. One back by Duff. Here's Andy Cole. Another one now would seal it. Spurs will want this ball back quickly.
If they'd have had more experience, Blackburn, at this type of game, you know, they'd have taken the heat out of the game, they'd have passed it, they'd have kept control, they'd have brought time, played the clock. But because they're naive, because it's new to them, that's what's made it such a smashing game. They kept going forward in search of a third and leaving themselves open at the other end of the field.
King. Anderton. I should warn you that in 2 of the last 3 seasons there has been a last-minute goal in the League Cup final. Ziga. He's beaten Taylor. Plenty waiting. Oh! Flashed across the face, and Friedel was helpless. Everson. Sheringham. Needs someone to lay it off to. It's Davis, it's Ferdinand, and it's Taylor for Blackburn. Half of Lancashire sighs with relief. Half of North London in agonised waiting to see if there's still time. Hughes. Yordi. It's a punt downfield to no one in particular. 1 minute of additional time still to play. What a relief for Blackburn.
Oh, Friedel's at the ball. They want to squeeze up. They want to get everybody up on the halfway line now. Make Spurs come back into their own half of the field now.
Cole. Not what his team wanted. Taylor. Dunn. These players in blue and white halves on the verge of writing themselves into club folklore. There are tears amongst the Tottenham supporters. They came here expecting to win. Blackburn taking their time. It is 74 years since their last major cup win in May 1928. They are seconds away. Here's David Dunn. Yordi wants the cross. Dunn happy just to keep the ball. We've had the 3 minutes. Referee looks at his watch for a second time. Blackburn on the brink. There is a new name on the Worthington Cup, or is there? No, people are on the pitch. And as someone once said, they think it's all over, but it isn't. The referee has blown for a free kick, but now he's decided that he might as well say that's the final whistle. An extraordinary end to a wonderful cup final, and Blackburn Rovers have won the League Cup for the first time in their history.
Well, that's phenomenal. A great game, everybody's a win. I mean, Spurs, Glenn Hodd will be so disappointed. Couldn't expect to have come here, made so many chances and got so little reward for it. But you have to credit Blackburn. They've had a nightmare run of results in the league. They've come here, they've played with a freedom, a pace. There's people, lads here that have never played in these sort of games before, have come out and have been heroes.
Glenn Hoddle, I think, struggling to maintain his composure. Tim Sherwood, who lifted the Premiership trophy for Blackburn, shakes his head and walks away. Blackburn Rovers will be playing in Europe for only the 4th time in their distinguished history next season. Andy Cole, the match winner. The man so frequently criticised, the man the Tottenham manager Glenn Hoddle said needed 5 chances to score a goal. Well, he took the all-important one. And Blackburn Rovers are kings of Cardiff. Graham Souness, 2 years in charge of Blackburn, so frequently a League Cup winner, embraces the old battle-scarred hero, Mark Hughes. Also a hug for the match winner, Andy Cole, for Keith Gillespie, such an important performer on the right flank. You've won this competition on 2 occasions, Ron, as a manager. What will be going through Souness's mind now?
Well, he's won them as in more or less the same fashion as I did, as underdogs, and that will give you the special lift. You know, I was laughing at the comments he made in the week. This is a guy who was saying this competition didn't really matter to him on Saturday.
It does now.
Oh, are you sure?
Ledley King, whose mistake let in Andy Cole.
The strange thing is, looking at Tottenham, you know, they also, I mean, they were magnificent winning that semi-final night when they absolutely battered Chelsea. They probably had more chances today. Probably had more clear-cut chances to win the game. And I think, all right, you're saying the league, Blackburn will be saying they haven't had their luck. I think today they've had good fortune.
It's only his 11th game for Blackburn Rovers, and his 5th goal ensures that he will be enshrined in Blackburn Rovers folklore. Let's hear from Graham Souness, the winning manager.
Blackburn Rovers' first League Cup triumph.
Well, it was a very tight game. We felt at half-time there wasn't a great deal in it. I thought we shaded it second half, although they will point to, you know, possibly a penalty. I don't know if it was a penalty in the dying minutes, and possibly, well, Brad made a really good save late on. But I felt we shaded it. Close game.
Tottenham.
Great for our club. You know, we're the small club, they're the big club. Great for us.
Andy Cole, pressure again on him coming into this game. They say he needs 5 chances to score a goal. What about today for Andy?
He was really unlucky with an effort that the goalkeeper stopped with his legs in the first half, and he got us a winner. He's a top man. He's, you know, 5, 6 chances. I'm not interested. I played with Rushy and Dalglish. They never scored every chance they got.
You'd take him to the World Cup finals?
In a minute, you've got to. His quality is proven. You ask them defenders that played against him today if he should go to the World Cup. Don't ask me.
Your goalkeeper, Brad Friedel, today.
I thought, well, he's a top man. I've said earlier this season, I wouldn't swap him for anybody. There's nobody out there in the Premier League I'd swap him for. And I think, okay, Roddy's luck a wee bit in the second half towards the end, but no, we've not had much luck up until now in this season. We've had a really difficult season.
You can't get relegated, can you now?
Well, look, we've won something. We're going to enjoy tonight. I just hope we enjoy a wee bit of luck, a wee bit of rub of the green that we've not been having, like we got towards the end of the game today.
Great triumph, enjoy it.
I will, don't worry, I will.
Andy, this is one of the reasons you came to Blackburn.
Yeah, I come to play football, you know, and I was lucky enough to get the opportunity to play in this cup final today. Just delighted for the club and all the players who've done it all season to get so far and win the competition.
What does it feel like to complete the set of trophies?
Yeah, it feels special, you know. After 7 great years at Man United, I mean, to come here and win the World Cup, you know, completes the set, and when I retire, I'll be very happy.
Does it mean just as much to you as all those huge trophies like the European Cup nights?
Yeah, you know, it's a great feeling winning things, and this is no different. You know, I've won quite a bit of silverware in my time with Man United, but I mean, this is nice to win as well.
And just a word on the goal, that was a typical Andy Cole goal, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, you know, it was a good bounce for me. I see the left back come over, so I just tried to hit it before he got it. You know, wrong foot to keep when it's gone in, which I'm delighted with.
OK, go and enjoy yourself.
Thanks a lot.
Mark Hughes, you've won a few medals in your time, but what does this occasion mean?
Well, it's great for the club. I mean, they haven't been in a major final for 40-odd years, and to come here and enjoy the day and win it as well, when not a lot of people expected us to get much out of the game, I think it's fantastic for everybody involved.
You got to play at Cardiff finally.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. I've only ever gone here in a training session, but I really enjoyed it today. I felt okay at the end, and yeah, it's going to be a great night.
How did you last the pace?
God knows. I think a bit of adrenaline, a bit of experience maybe. I just conserved my energy when I had to, but to be fair, when you're my age, you need a few young legs around you, and that's what I had today.
Was it a penalty for Tottenham in the dying seconds?
I might have to have a look at it again, but possibly rode our luck towards the end, but I think we deserve it overall.
And another achievement for the club, and another achievement for Graham Souness.
Yeah, he's done fantastic since he's come to the club. The main thing now is just to enjoy the day and then make sure we're still in the Premiership next year.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
No problem.
supporters remain in the stadium to see the match officials get their mementos. They may feel they have a bone to pick with Graham Poll over the refusal to award a penalty when Sheringham went down, but such moments can decide major showpiece cup finals such as this.
Now from Blackburn,
To decide this one in favour of Blackburn Rovers for the first time in the 42-season history of the competition. So here come the runners-up. Tottenham, of course, will have another chance in the FA Cup, a quarter-final against Chelsea coming up in a couple of weeks' time. But that will feel like scant consolation at this moment. Consistency has been their problem for 25 years or so. And despite the rapid strides made under the management of Glenn Hoddle, it's not going to come immediately. Downcast faces who will feel that second place is nowhere on an occasion such as this. The presentation party, Mark Hunter, the chief guest, the marketing director of Coors Brewers, assisted by Keith Harris, the chairman of the Football League, and its chief executive, David Burns. And Glenn Hoddle deciding not to go up and collect his commemorative medal. Not a single Blackburn Rovers supporter has yet gone home, and yet there are empty seats galore at the south end of the Millennium Stadium. The hoodoo remains. All 8 winners have had their fans at the north end in the domestic finals played in this wonderful stadium so far. Blackburn milking the moment. And can we blame them? 1928, their last major cup victory, and Graham Souness urging Tony Parks, his assistant, to come up towards the podium with him. Tony Parks, one of the nicest and shyest men in football, also grabbing Gary Flitcroft, the man suspended for a tackle in the semi-final, the regular captain. But they're all going forward. This is a communal moment for Blackburn. Souness urging all the players to come together. The original League Cup trophy, first presented to Aston Villa back in 1961, donated by a former president of the Football League, Joe Richards. While some sponsors have felt it necessary to create their own trophy down the years, Worthington are more than happy to go with tradition. You don't argue with Graham Souness, do you? Mark Hughes, first up. Third winners' medal. Graham Souness allows Tony Parks, his assistant, to get a medal. Takes one himself. Cups have always meant a great deal to the great Lancashire town clubs. Blackburn, Burnley, Bolton, Preston, Blackpool, Bradfield, honorary Lancastrian is brought forward. And for those wonderful saves that kept Blackburn in the game, he receives the Alan Hardacre Trophy as the Worthington Cup Man of the Match. He kept them in the game. Edinburgh at the back of the queue as the captain. The last Blackburn captain to accept a cup was Craig Keeley in 1987. So overcome was he promptly dropped the full members' cup at Wembley. The last Rovers skipper to collect a major cup, Harry Heelas, captain for the FA Cup victory in 1928, when the team had an honorary, unpaid manager. Andy Cole, the match winner, gets his medal. John Curtis, who didn't get on but has played a major part in the cup run. Alan Miller, the reserve goalkeeper called back from loan at St Johnstone. And Gary Flitcroft, the man in the suit, also coming forward, the regular captain. Graham Souness keen that absolutely everybody should share in this historic moment for a historic club. Founder members of the Football League back in 1888, a name that resonates with history.